guys, it's Zoe and I'm going to be doing another part of my beginner makeup series. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, they will be linked down below. I did one on primers and moisturizers, and I did one on foundation, BB creams, and all of that, face coverage and stuff. That will be linked down below. The next topic is concealers, and this is for those of you who want to know more about concealers, what they do, how they work, my favorite kinds, and everything like that. So let's get started. Okay, so this video isn't going to be as detailed as my foundation video because I talked about your different skin coverages you need and all of that kind of stuff. But I will talk about some concealers. So it's your personal preference. Some people like to apply their concealer before foundation, and what I do is I do mine after, and that's how I look at it, is whatever my foundation didn't cover, and I use the concealer to cover up the blemishes or problem areas and all of that stuff. Some people would like to get rid of the problem areas first so they don't have to use as much foundation, and so if their concealer is a little bit lighter, the foundation will go over it and kind of cover that. It just depends on you. What I like is like the foundation's kind of like the base to get rid of the redness and all the smaller stuff, and then I just like to conceal one last time to make sure everything's perfectly hidden, but it's all up to you. Personally, I just like doing it after my foundation. That's why this video is after the foundation video. So concealer is kind of like mini uses of foundation. It's another way to cover things you want to cover. I'm sure you obviously know that much. It's not just for like blemishes and stuff though. It could also be for under your eyes if you're tired, if you didn't get enough sleep, or if you just always have like a little bit of darkness on your eyes or veins on your eyelid, discoloration, purple, blue, green, whatever colors under your eyes, especially if you didn't get a lot of sleep, or picture day, dances, special occasions. You don't want to look tired, and even though you feel tired, you can make yourself look like you feel awake and make your face look brightened and happy and awake and fresh rather than looking like dead and dark. And it'll also make your makeup look a lot better if you're wearing dark colors on your eyes so your whole eye doesn't look dark. So obviously you can put some under your eye. And you want to use your ring finger when you're blending anything under your eye because it has the lightest touch, and so that will prevent wrinkles, and you want to pat, not really rub, because it is a very sensitive spot underneath your eye. You can also put it on your eyelid to get rid of pinkiness or discoloration in veins, and to make your eyeshadow go on like a clean one color base. And it could also be used as a primer if you really don't have an eye primer. This will give some kind of stickier base for eyeshadow. And obviously what concealer is also used for is to conceal things. That's why it's called concealer. And it's to hide whatever you want to hide. A pimple on your nose or everywhere like me, whatever you want to cover, redness, scarring, like anything on your face that you don't want to be there. So I'm going to talk about some of my favorites first. So my all-time favorite concealer, like that I just love for everything, is the Maybelline FIT ME Concealer, and this is good for your under your eyes as well, on blemishes and anywhere on your face. And right now I'm in 15 Fair Clair, and this is like the best concealer ever. Like literally, it's not too drying, but it's also not too oily. I think it's really good for all skin types. It kind of will crease under your eyes if you have a little bit of lines, but it's nothing too bad. Covers blemishes, and it's pretty good coverage for being a drugstore concealer. And this is just the one with the doe foot applicator that looks kind of like lip gloss or whatever, that you just dot on and you pat it in. If you don't want to spread bacteria with acne, you can put some on the back of your hand first, then dip your finger and apply it on blemishes. Another one I really like is the Covergirl Fresh Complexions Concealer. This isn't my all-time favorite, but I do really like this, especially for under the eyes, and I got it in a lighter shade on purpose for under my eyes. It's in Buff Beige, and this is more, it's the same applicator. This is more of a liquidy, watery, hydrating, lightweight concealer. So if you obviously buy one in your skin tone, you can use it if you don't have as much to cover or don't want as heavy of a coverage, or under your eyes because it won't crease. It's really lightweight and like hydrating because it's water based. Another one I really like, which is probably the most full coverage concealer I've ever used, is the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Heavy Duty Concealer. And Hard Candy you can only buy at Walmart, I believe, but it's really inexpensive, and this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Kat Von D Tattoo Concealer or the Physicians Formula RX Concealer. It's just like a tattoo covering concealer. It claims that it covers tattoos. I don't really know because I don't have a tattoo, but I mean it covers everything I want it to cover. It comes with like a little concealer pencil that you can outline stuff with and then fill it in with the concealer, and this is in the shade Light. They don't have much of a color variety. I think they only have 4 or 5 colors, so I think this is either the lightest or second lightest shade, and I like Fair is like the other one. But the only thing bad about this concealer is if you don't use it for a while, or if you have it for a while, because this is a lot of product. Like, this is a whole squeezy tube. It's the most concealer like you could ever get. I have to pick up a new one, even though this is full, because after a while it starts to get watery. Like, I guess the formula changes just sitting in your makeup collection, or if you don't use it after a certain amount, maybe 1 to 3 months, 6 months maybe, the formula starts to change and it gets all watery and it doesn't work the same. So I currently can't use this. I have to pick up a new one, which sucks, but this literally covers anything you want it to cover. Like, you could use this instead of a foundation and it would cover flawlessly, like cystic acne, severe acne, anything you want it to cover. I don't know if I would recommend using it under your eyes unless you have really bad darkness under your eyes, because it is so thick, so it might crease into the lines or not look as good under your eyes. I like concealer because you don't technically need a foundation at all. If you don't really want to wear a foundation, it could be used alone or under or over one, like I said. And it's basically like, instead of putting it all over your face, it's doing the same thing as the foundation's doing, but instead of putting it all over your face, you're putting it on specific spots that you want to conceal. So let's say you don't want even a tinted moisturizer or BB cream. If you still don't want something all over your face, you can, if you just have like a few pimples on a cheek or like one spot that you want to cover that's bothering you, or even if you have clear skin but you have really bad under eye circles, you can just buy a concealer and just use that. Maybe set it with a little powder and you're good to go, and you don't even need any other face product. So concealer is good for acne, or it's just good for a little bit of redness. So there's not a right or wrong way to really use this. You can use concealer to highlight if you want to get really fancy with it and look up some tutorials. You can use it to do so many things, but basically what its main purpose is to conceal or cover either something that didn't get covered from foundation or just alone. If you're in a hurry, it's really fast and easy. If you don't have time, or if you woke up late to do your full face of makeup, you can just cover a few red spots, blend it in, and you're good to go. So that is the Concealer 101 video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I hope I covered most topics. The next thing I'm going to be doing is obviously on powders, so stay tuned, and I hope this was helpful, and my other videos will be linked down below. Talk to you guys later.